Hi guys, this is Smriti. I'm the hair and makeup lead for the LTD showcase this year. As you can see, I've done my entire stage makeup for you, and this is a tutorial for the eye makeup specifically. As you can see here, where basics are going for very, very bright yellow gold on the inner corners and a very smoky look on the outside. Big, bold, winged eyeliner, and definitely mascara on top and bottom. I highly recommend fake lashes, but don't try it if you've never tried it before. Stick to the mascara. And obviously the bold red lip, but this tutorial is just for the eyes. Not as intimidating as it looks. Let's get into it. Okay, so first I'm gonna clean off all the gunk and makeup from yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna do my base and be right back. Okay, so my base is done. Let's get into the eyes. This is the most crucial step. You have to prime your eyelids with something. Use an eye primer. I just use concealer. Prime your lid completely. If you're using concealer, let it sit for a minute to get tacky and then blend. Okay, once you've primed, choose your gold shade of choice. If you're using a liquid one, go ahead and go in with that first. Okay, this is really bright, and that's exactly what you want it to look like. I know in the lighting it looks a little funky right now, but you want it to be super, super bright yellow gold. Just bring that onto the inner corner of your lid. Don't go all the way out. Use a brush or tool or finger of any sort and just blend that up towards your eyebrows, but not too far up. I know all of our eye shapes are very different. For me, I have a lot of lid space and I have a lot of space between my eyebrows and my eyelashes. If you have hooded eyes or not like a bunch of space in between your eyes, do look up a YouTube tutorial for hooded eye makeup or whatever your eye shape might be and try to apply these techniques accordingly. The gold part is done. Now let's go in and do the smoky part of the eye, and we'll come back and re-emphasize the gold. For this, you want to take any neutral eyeshadow palette. You don't have to go like as fancy as this one, just anything that's got some nice warmer tone browns and darker browns. I personally don't have to use black. I'm not going to use black. I'm going to use a very, very dark shade of brown, but completely up to you. The technique is going to stay the same. So first what we want to do is we want to take a shade that's like very close to our skin tone. So I'm going to go in with this, like this or this is probably the best. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and I'm just going to buff that on the outer corner where we didn't apply the gold. It's okay if it overlaps, but just buff that all the way up your lid on the outer corner. Bring it up a little bit. You can use a tape if you want, like if you want to tape and like, you know, define your wings, you can do that as well. I don't think it needs to be that clean, so I'm going to just buff this out. And I'm also going to buff it underneath my eye. This step is very crucial. I know it might seem a little dark, but this is stage makeup. This is smoky eye. It's going to look fantastic. Doing the same on the other side. Okay, so that's done. As you can see, it kind of, you know, took away a little bit of the gold, but we're going to get back to that. So now once you've done the outer corner smokiness and underneath your eye, you're going to take, and I recommend using different brushes for this process. I know like when colors mix, it starts to get a little muted and then you wonder why. Definitely try to use like different brushes or like, you know, rub or wash your brush before you go to the next step. I'm going to take another like regular fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with the dark brown shade. Now again, start with less. You can always build more. I'm going to start by just tapping this underneath my eye, and then I'm going to bring it up slowly and wing it out. Then I'm just going to take whatever's left on the brush and buff that just into the outer corner. I'm going to, you know, kind of bring this up and just keep blending it out and pull it towards the inner corner of your eye. Again, if you have hooded eyes or not a lot of space on your lid, you don't have to bring it inwards. So I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Again, just dab under your eye, flick it out just a little bit. I'm using a very light hand for this, so I'm just flicking it out, pulling it inward, and bringing it upwards towards my eyebrow. As you can see, I am leaving a gap between my eyebrow and my lid. That is where you're gonna want, like that's where I put my highlighter earlier, and that's where you're gonna want that area to be super bright and visible. So don't bring the shadow all the way up. Looking a little funky, so I'm gonna take my big fluffy brush again, and I am just going to blend that upper corner again without going all the way up to the eyebrow. I'm going to blend those two shades that we used to smoke it out, and I'm gonna blend underneath my eye as well. You don't need to blend too much. This is going to like mute and fade the shadow that you just packed on. So just enough to blend the two colors together. And it's okay if you're blending the gold at this point too. Just for reference, the liquid gold that I used on the inside is the NYX Ultimate Glow Shots. So I'm gonna go back in with that right now and just apply it again to the inner corner. And again, it's okay if you are overlapping with the shadowing that you did. Again, take your brush, tool, whatever finger you used to just blend that out again. And bring this into your inner corner. This is super, super important to make your eyes pop and your makeup look so much brighter. So I'm gonna do that on both sides here. So I am just blending out the gold again without moving the product too much. Just dab and pull that gold into your inner corner. Because this is stage makeup, we want to go a little overboard. I'm going to cover that wet shadow that I used with the Urban Decay 24/7 shadow in Overdraft. It's like this beautiful yellow gold color. I know this one's a little expensive, so there are like cheaper, like I think ColourPop has an option as well. And taking a brush, I'm going to pack that onto my brush here. And I'm just going to, do you see how big of a difference that made? I am just going to dab that gold right over the liquid gold that we used. I'm gonna do that on both sides. And again, remember to pull it into your inner corner. Do that on both sides. And I'm going to pull it a little bit under my eye just to connect the gold to the shadowy browns that we smoked underneath. Okay, go in for a little bit of a close-up here to show you where we're at. Back in with that same fluffy brush, no product on the brush, and I am going to blend this inner corner here because we need that darkness to come around and kind of connect with our nose, if that makes sense. I'm trying to keep this tutorial very simple. Okay, and then you can blend a little bit on the outer corners wherever you feel necessary. That's it for the shadow and the smoky eye. Now let's go into the liner and mascara. First things first, you can either use black or I'm gonna use a really dark brown gel liner pencil, and I'm going to line underneath my eye here, and I'm going to push that into my waterline, and I'm also going to smoke it out. Again, do not be afraid to like really just mess it up and smoke it out. That is the look we're going for. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start defining my wing. Again, this doesn't have to be as clean because we're gonna go over it with a dark pencil. And then I'm going to bring this inward. So as you can see here, I'm pulling this liner right above my lash line. You can already see the difference in the two eyes. This is the smoky eye look that we're going for. So I'm gonna do that on this side. Done on both sides. Then we're gonna take a dark black liner. It can be glossy, it can be matte, don't really care. I'm going with the Lancome Ultra Precise Waterproof Liner, and I highly recommend using a felt tip liner. This is going to make your life so much easier. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this liner. I'm gonna start on the inner corner, and I am just going to line the top of my eye going right over that gel liner that we used. Okay, here's the kind of scary part, is the wing. I am going to angle the felt tip kind of, if your eyebrow were to extend down your face, you want your liner to kind of match up with that. That's the angle that you're looking for. Again, use a piece of Scotch tape if that like makes it easier for you, but I'm just going to do the drag and flick method. So as you can see here, I started with the wing here and I just kept pulling it outwards. I used the natural angle of the felt tip brush and I just placed it like a stamp and pulled it inwards. And now I'm just going to color it in basically and blend it with the liner I had on my lid already. It is up to you how big you want your wing to be. I just kind of wanted it to match where my shadow is. The bigger, the better, the bolder, it's up to you. Just try not to make your line over here too thick because then it's going to wash out the length of your eyelashes, and I'll explain this later. Okay, now my liner is done on both sides. Okay, for the cherry on top, we're gonna go in with a big, bold mascara. If you're not used to wearing false eyelashes, I don't recommend you try them on show day, but do get a mascara that's going to make your eyelashes super dramatic. So there are some that, you know, actually that's up to you. Pick a mascara that you're comfortable with and just pack it on. I'm going to use the YSL Lash Clash, and the way I like to apply my mascara is I'm going to swipe down on my eyelashes first. Oh, that's unfortunate. If this happens, don't rub. I'm just gonna scrape it off with my nail. All good, nothing happened. So I'm going to drag this down and then I'm going to push back up on my lashes. Okay, give the first layer some time to dry. I'm gonna move on to the other eye. Again, going down first, then pushing up. Try not to clump them, like just make sure you're brushing through your lashes as you go. Okay, I'm gonna let that side dry. Go back to the other side. And I might not be the greatest example for this. I have naturally really long eyelashes, and that is probably my favorite trait. But depending on what kind of eyelashes you have, make sure you're getting a mascara that complements that. So whether you need the length or you need the volume, just try it out and see what works for you. I really like the YSL Lash Clash. Another good option is the Too Faced Better Than Sex version as well. This one is waterproof, which I recommend if you're going to be sweating a lot on stage. So now we're gonna go, and we're also, like, very important, do the lower lash line as well. And it's okay if the mascara gets on your skin right underneath your lashes, because you're already going for a smoky eye look. One or two coats on your lower lash line is good. So as you can see, my eyes are looking very smoky, very gold. That's the look that we're going for. I'm just gonna do one more coat of the Lash Clash. And that is it. So that is the final smoky eye golden look. Do let me know if you have any questions. Make sure when you're done to set all your makeup with a setting spray. Like I said in the other video, this is going to make sure that no matter how much you sweat, how much you dance, your makeup is not going to go anywhere. I use the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus setting spray. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, let it dry all over your eyes. Make sure it hits all your makeup. Don't touch it, let it dry, and you're good to go. That's the final look. As always, DM me, message me if you have any questions. It's not as intimidating as it looks. Definitely practice before you try it on show day. You guys got this. You guys are going to do great, and good luck. Love you. Here's what the look looks like in the sun. Here's a close-up on the eye makeup. Let me know if you have any questions.